It's Sunday, and welcome to the Russian Gypsy card reading. My nickname, the Gutsy Guru, came about because I am the one who helps you to remember that G-U-R-U. And yes, I am kind of gutsy. I was a corporate trainer for 30 years, coaching women from large stages in all 50 states and 10 countries. And what most people don't know is that I also enjoy reading with the Russian Gypsy cards. So every Sunday I will have a reading. So if you'll do me a favor and subscribe, hit the notification bell and like, and once I get to 1,000 subscriptions, I will be able to do live readings, which I'll do once a week for you. So let's begin about talking about from the left to the right and make a row. Top row, then a second row, a third row, a fourth row, and a fifth row. You'll have 5 by 5 left to right, and we're going to now look for any kind of pictures that may combine. As you're looking for those pictures, you'll then be able to connect them, and that's where the story begins. Ask a question or go over the area of the information that you want, such as love, money, health, success, anything that you have in regards to a project, travel, people, relationship, whatever it is that you want to concentrate on. You'll have 5 by 5 left to right, and we're going to now look for any kind of pictures that may combine. As you're looking for those pictures, you'll then be able to connect them, and that's where the story begins. Here's where the story will begin. I programmed these cards on this specific reading directly for you, so that you, new to my channel, would know exactly what it is that you're looking for. We're now looking for the matches, and then I will begin with the reading. Apply what I'm going to teach you to the question that you have specifically. As you continue to look at the picture, there's a few things that I want you to understand about the cards. There are 4 different periods of influence. There's the intermediate, and that is where it's going to be 1 to 2 week period out from today. There'll be the short time period, which would be 1 to 4 weeks. The middle, which would be 1 to several months following this reading, and then there's the lifelong effect. As we look at the symbols, there are 4 different directions, 1, 2, 3, 4. Position 1, the arrow is pointing down. Position 2, the arrow is pointing to the right. Position 3, it's positioned focusing on the left, and position 4, it is an upward position. Each one of the positions give a different meaning for these cards. Position 1 is the strongest. Position 2 is a little weaker than number 1. Number 3 is slightly negative, and number 4 is a negative position. Now we begin to tell the story. Is the loaf of bread. It is reversed. It is in position number 4. It is the symbol for happiness. The period of influence, the period of time, is middle, which is going to last for several months. And that makes so much sense because the bread is the staff of life. It's exactly what we share. Whether it's going to be a virtual share or a real share, it is the staff of life. It's the cultivation of the grain that has led to the formation of a stable society. We need that sense of stability, prosperity, generosity, and nourishment at this time more than any other time. Christ was able to feed a multitude of people with a few loaves of bread. And when you receive this particular symbol, it means that your life and your home are lucky, and you are prosperous, and you are content. But it also means in position number 4 that it is very important that if you have received something good, something of value, that is important to share. The picture is a gentle reminder to share your fortune with others. Having received a raise, don't forget to give some of it to a charitable organization. Having received a gift, be sure to send a thank you card so that the giver is also made happy. If receiving letters or phone calls from your friends or a Zoom call, make sure you go out of your way to say what's important for them. Not necessarily you, but what do they want to hear? And then make sure that you're giving joy. Go out of your way to make people feel special on this particular day and continue that for the next few months. That reciprocity that you have created, if someone has given to you, give back. Pay it forward. Do something nice for someone else. Pay it forward. Besides, what a wonderful circle we can create when someone does something nice for us, that we're able to pay it forward for someone else. Maybe you want to give to the food bank, and I want to say that the best way that you can give to the food bank is to call your local food bank and give them money. Most every food bank can take $1 and turn it into $7. So you cannot have better generosity or abundance than to give generously at this time. The Russians say, if everyone gives a thread, the naked one will have a shirt. Now that's the only match that we have on row 1. On row 2 at the bottom, you'll then see the book. The book number is 26. It is of a short influence, which would mean only for a week or so. And the symbol is for secret news. We are going to be in the 3rd position. Now, a book has always been associated with knowledge, but in this particular case, you may have knowledge of a secret, you may have a secret, and you may decide to share your secret. That it's important to look at different forms of communication. Let me say this, the best form of communication when dealing with conflict, letting someone know how much you love them, is in person. The second level, you could do a Zoom where people can see you. Then would be the auditory over the phone. And then you would have text. So the worst way of communicating to another person, other than letting them know what time you're going to arrive, is through a text. You never want to try to solve a problem through text. Do it in person, do it through Zoom, do it in that form of where people can feel you, see you, hear you, and get the full communication. Position number 3, there is a secret that you have or someone else has, and if it is a family or friends getting together, people want to talk, they want to be heard, and the more comfortable people are, the safer they feel, the more they feel comfortable in sharing their secrets. This is the time that if someone does share their secret, for you not to react, for you to embrace the individual with the secret that they do have. Knowledge and information are always changing, and what that secret is in 1 minute could be very, very different in another, because it's secret in 1 second and then it becomes public. So everything changes as soon as it moves into the public domain. This really has nothing to do with you unless it is your secret, or if you have not been above board. So be very honest with your dealings, but also be very caring if somebody else is sharing their secret. That would mean that it is their vulnerability. So be cautious. This is why it's not a good idea to try to use secret knowledge for illegal purposes. You will be found out. You might feel hurt or resentful when a private or intimate secret is disclosed, so be careful. However, your confidant may be your good friend, but circumstances have changed and made the disclosure necessary. The Russian cards say, you can't hide it all in the cloth bag. In other words, you can't hide secrets. Someone always will find out. Now we go to the bottom right, the bottom row, the farthest right. We pick up that card and there are 4 images on that card. This is a great card because it gives you an overall meaning for the entire reading, and this is very, very good. The first one is the number 9, which is the bouquet. The bouquet influence period is immediate to short. The symbol is for happiness, and it means a fulfillment of a hope. If there has been something that you have wanted, you wanted to know if you are going to move, if you're going to get a new job, if you're going to get the boyfriend, if you're going to get the ring, if you're going to get the whatever it is, the answer is yes. Fulfillment of hope. The hope may vary from small to something very lofty. It will be fulfilled. Continue to work toward your goal. You will achieve it. Continue to work on your goal. The Russians say the hen only eats 1 grain at a time, and eventually she will get full. You will become full of hope, and the answer is yes, but keep working on your goal. As I scrolled to the right on the last card that was on the bottom row to the far right, you will see that it is the mountain. The period of influence is immediate. The symbol is danger. However, in this particular position number 3, after deliberation, you will make the right decision. So if you're in the middle of making a decision, you will find that you will make the right decision. This is very encouraging in this position, and it's telling you to evaluate your situation, test the negative aspects against the positive ones, and decide which one is going to be more important for you. You could write out your pros and your cons. By seeing the information on paper, you could probably make a better choice. So map it out. Sometimes, even though the negative points are more numerous than the positive ones, you may decide that a few positive points outweigh all of the negatives. This system can be used for personal problems, financial problems, business matters. Just simply write down your pros and your cons. The point of the picture is to take time in making a decision. Like the mountain, the decisions are important, and they should be given due consideration. And the process you will find are of real value. So take your time, sort out all of the ideas, put it into the pros and cons columns, and decide for yourself what weighs more weight for you, and make your decision. Third image, as I continue to turn toward the right, is the money image. This is a middle period of influence, so this is going to be for the next few weeks. It could be months. The symbol is money, and we are looking at the 4th position, which means a long wait before receiving your money. What can you do to get a side hustle? This is going to be a long wait before receiving this earned money. This may seem like a disappointment, yet the money will come. But if you had a side hustle, it's going to assist you in the short term. If you are self-employed and you know that it's going to be a while before you receive a payment, then again, get the side hustle. If you're a student and you're now on break, what can you do over the break to create a side hustle? So the meaning of this particular image is that, yes, you're going to be waiting for the money. No, it will not be coming immediately. Desperation is not a pretty sight on a beautiful woman. You may need to have a side hustle. Do what you need to do in the meantime. That does not mean you will never get the money. It means that you will not be getting it immediately. So therefore, you want to get your side hustle going, figure what you can do in the immediate near future to take care of yourself. Be self-responsible, knowing that this money will come to you, but it will be outside of the very near future. And then the 4th image is the letter. The letter is in an immediate to short term. It is the symbol for news from a distance. The position is in the fourth position, which means sad news. Could be money, could be a friend. This also means is that a letter that you may write might make the best difference to someone who is going through a time of grief. Saying, I know how you feel is not as important as sending someone how much you care in a written letter, as opposed to a text or a phone call or a Zoom, but a written letter, which is something that someone can hang on to, has the ability to reread. Could be that you may need to be writing a few letters in the next month to people who have gone through a loss. Who is it that you could send a letter to say how much you care? This is the time to do that. So overall, the reading that we've had is that we've had the loaf of bread, and it is time to share with what you have. We then got the book, and the book is about, in the position that we got, is that people may be sharing personal secrets. And it's important for you to allow them to share those secrets without a reaction. Fourthly, we got the bouquet, which says overall good news. That we had the mountain, which was the ability to continue to keep your goals in front of you and keep climbing. We had the money. The money is not coming yet, so get a side hustle going. And then the letters. Who do you need to write to? A written letter means so much to other people. Well, I want to say thank you so much for being with me on my very first reading. I know this is a little bit different in the way that I presented it to you. These readings are difficult to do. Otherwise, you would see a lot more people using the Russian Gypsy fortune-telling cards and doing it here on YouTube's. I want to say thank you for being with me on my very first reading, and I would appreciate you subscribing, sharing, giving me a thumbs up, giving me a comment or two. I appreciate that, and I'll see you next Sunday.